the very first thing you probably notice right now is that I'm not in the same room that I was the last time I did a video. Well, that's because I moved in July. I moved to Northwest Arkansas. I've been talking about possibly moving for the last few years, I think, probably at least. We finally did it though. We finally found somebody to buy our house down there. It was actually the people that owned all the land around us. They expressed interest in the house, so they're paying her in monthly installments. I won't say how much she gets a month or what she's getting overall, but the only thing I will say is that she's getting a lot more than it's worth based on the condition that it's in. When they get done paying her off, which will probably be, I'd estimate, based on what she's getting for it, her monthly payment, they'll probably have it paid off by the fall of next year. Anyway, when they do that, they plan to tear it down, and the land will all be cleared off completely, and it will be an open field, like the rest of the land. Because the land to the west of our house, there was a woods, a forest-like area, wooded area. It's a 5-acre stretch of land, and the house that was over there, they bought that like 8 years ago, I think, 9 years ago, and they tore it down and cleared all that off, and you'd never know any of it was over there. That's the same thing they're going to do to what we were living in. That house we were living in is basically uninhabitable. I mean, there's so much damage from termites, and it's just overall in such poor condition that there was really no other option other than moving. I mean, it could have been fixed. There is a potential that it could have been fixed, but it would have cost $10, $15, $20,000. And the area that it's in is just it's a dead area. There's no potential or opportunities there. So really, the best, most sensible thing was to move and start over. Despite all that, all the problems and the benefits of getting out of there, I do have mixed feelings about it because I lived there for 22 years. I basically grew up in that house. It was built in the 1970s. My grandma built it. It kind of makes me sad to think that her house, the one that she worked so hard for, is going to be torn down and cleared off. But at the same time, I do find comfort in the fact that she didn't like the house either. She wanted to tear it down herself. And she wanted to move for years. I wish she really could have gotten out of there. I think she'd have loved it here where we're living now, but we'll never know. I really miss her. I mean, it's been, might as well say, about 7.5 years since she died, and it'll be 8 years in June of next year. I was 16 when she died. I had just turned 16 like a few months beforehand. We shared the same birthday. One of the very few people I've met that actually had my birthday. It's been a really big struggle since she's been gone. It's been really hard. But somehow I'm still here. I'm still functioning. I was really, really close to her. She was one of the very few people I could talk to fully without any judgment. I kind of have mixed feelings though, like I said, overall this move, because I miss where I lived. Even though I hated it, I actually miss it. I found myself missing it. It's weird. I went down there about 2 months ago to get some stuff out of the house that we couldn't get in the moving truck, and it kind of hit me. I almost cried. It kind of hit me because I was like, this is where I grew up. I mean, this is what it is now. I mean, they cleared off a lot. They've done a lot of work already, around the property line, clearing it off and moving stuff. And I wasn't expecting it. I guess I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't think they were going to do anything to it until they actually paid for it. But no, they've already started clearing stuff off. It's weird that it affected me that way. And I missed my job that I had down there. I put a video up, like, when I first started there. I worked at Subway, like 12 miles from where I lived. I really liked it. I actually liked my job. I worked there for 5 months, 5.5 months, something like that. I started in February and left in late July, so however long that is. Like 2 months into it, I was promoted to evening shift supervisor, shift leader. That's what they call it at Subway. A lot of places, restaurants call them shift manager. But anyway, I got promoted to that pretty quickly, and I got a ton of hours, so I made a good amount of money. For a restaurant, I did make a pretty good amount of money. it was a good experience. I liked the people that I worked with. I liked management. Oh, they were all really good people. They were really good to me. They were really good. Uh, I've been up here. Uh, I worked at another Subway after I moved here. I worked there for about a month, and the reason why I left that Subway is because they were giving me like 12 hours a week. I barely had enough money to pay my gas and car insurance and cell phone. I had hardly any money. I was making so little money. And I just kept looking around, and one day out of the blue, I got a call from Walmart. I applied at a local Walmart up here. I just applied at Walmart. There's like, I don't know how many Walmart stores within my area. And I went in for the interview. It went great. They hired me. I work in grocery. I'm a sales associate in grocery. I stock the shelves, dry grocery, pretty much everything that's not cold or anything like that. This store that I work in is like huge. It's like, I would estimate 210 to 215,000 square feet. It's a very large store, and that's not the biggest Walmart up here. There's actually one that's a little bigger. But I work with some good people. They're pretty good. I mean, I don't get the best hours, I guess, but I mean, it's not terrible. I do a lot better than I did where I was working before. And it's not a hard job. I mean, it took a little bit of getting used to when I first started, but I had some good people that trained me. They showed me what to do and all that stuff. And I like my management team, the people that managers over there. They're really nice. I think the biggest difference between working at Walmart and working at Subway down there is there's a lot more supervisors than there was at Subway. There's like a lot of different people, and sometimes I think, a lack of communication between a few of them, and like, wow, this one told me to do this, but this one's coming over and telling me to do that. I'm not sure what to do, but it's not bad though. Like I said, I like the people to work with. They're cool. So I've been there for about 3 months. Started it now. I got hired in like middle of September. I didn't start until October because I had to put my notice in at Subway. So I've been at Walmart for that long. Yeah, I'm using the money to try to get my A+ certification for my computer field because I still don't have that. I kind of didn't get that when I was working at Subway. I should have, because I made more than enough money to do it. I was just running around. I did a lot of driving because I had never had the money to do so, and I enjoyed the freedom. But I'm working on that, getting that, saving the money. Like I'm doing work on my car right now. I just recently replaced the alternator because it was bad. Replaced the back shocks. I'm going to do the front struts. Probably take it and have a tune-up. New spark plugs and wires done. I do the spark plugs and the wires, but the way the engine is in that car, they have to use a mount to actually lift the motor forward a little bit to get to the back plugs, and I don't have the tools to do so, so I'm going to leave it to somebody that actually has the equipment to properly do the work. Like I said, the next thing I'm going to do my front struts. That's basically it. There's really nothing else that needs done to it. It's in really good shape. It's really good shape, so I'm good to go on that. And pretty much I'm ready to go anywhere I want in that car. I mean, I've already run around all over the place. I mean, you've seen my dash cam videos. I've been all over. I do plan on taking a trip next year. I don't know exactly what time frame. I'd like it to be in the late spring, possibly in the summer. I plan to take Interstate 40 from Van Buren all the way to Barstow, California, and then I'm going to take 15 down to Interstate 10, and then take Interstate 10 over to Los Angeles and Santa Monica to the seashore, and then return. And just, look around, see what's there, just for the trip. Because I'd like to go. I'd just like to see the trip. I'd like to take that and see. Interstate 40 from Oklahoma City to Barstow is the replacement for Route 66. A lot of it was actually incorporated into the new interstate. In some places, a lot of others it was abandoned. Some places it's frontage roads. It varies from place to place. But I'd like to do that. And that's why I want to get my struts replaced on that car, because the car is really uncomfortable and it'd probably save gas. It'd be a more comfortable ride for me. So I get that done, I'll be good. Yeah. At least I got a reliable vehicle. It's been in my name since April, I think it was. It was actually Mom's name, but after I got the job at Subway, I went ahead and put it in my name. I took insurance over and all that stuff on it. And that's all been good. Put license on it. It's not bad.